welcome to Pizza Katerina Car. I have not done a video in a few days because I have been exhausted. But a lot is happening. So I'm going to do a recap as I drive to the hardware store. As of last week, I finally made the decision to lease a new space for Pizza Katerina. I signed the leasing documents today, and the new space is in our same building, but at the end, and it's a big open square. So it isn't necessarily more square footage, but the square footage isn't sectioned off like our current space is right now. My hope is that I can have more flexibility in regards to making our par bakes is really the main component. Making and packaging par bakes right now is a real challenge, and I'm looking for that to be easier on me and staff. So, and I'm also sharing space with my friend Carrie, who owns Good Batch Popcorn. So I love it when I am surprised and delighted by synchronicity of events and interactions with humans. So just so happened that on my pizza making with Mel last Monday night, this is Tuesday. I should have said that first. This is Tuesday, March 21st. So like the 13th or something like that, on my pizza making with Mel, some customers came, and it just so happens that she loves to create space. She's an engineer, and she loves to help create space and design interior spaces. Awesome. So she's like, you want some help to do that? Yeah. Okay. So she and her partner came on Sunday, and we talked about space and flow and what I need, what I want, those types of things. And then Carrie came and talked about her need for space, what kind of space she needs, and like biggest priorities. So for me, biggest priorities are, yes, I need space to make pizzas, of course, but then I also need flexibility in tables where I can utilize them as I need to for making our par bakes, and then putting them to the side when I don't need them, because I don't want big packaging tables in the middle of my space on a Friday night. That's dumb. So she came in, we all met. I sort of wrote out in Mel's language what I want, and then I went and made pizza. And then they all sat around the table with Jimmy and talked about how to best utilize space, and Jimmy took measurements and all of these different things that my brain it could do, but it doesn't do well, or doesn't do when I'm focused on other things. So anyway, so they kind of came up with that, and my priority is I do not want to look out of my shop and see a mess of boxes. It is super distressing to me. I try to brush it off like it's not a big deal. However, it is a big deal to me. I don't want people to walk in and that's what they see. And right now, that is what it is. Like, that's all it is what it is. That's all I can do. So anyway, so they took the information I gave and then whatever they gave, and then they've been working with creating a good space. And it just so happens, this is fascinating, and I could do a long talk about this, but it just so happens that her partner, he works with people with ADHD, and he was talking about creating space that works for my brain, so I have less chaos and more ease and flow. Anyway, super fascinating as he watched me work. So I was making pizzas and he was standing on the other side of my counter and he was watching me work, and he mentioned things that he saw me do that maybe I don't always recognize that I do. I do a lot of pausing, and he was like, so can you tell me what that is? And yeah, I'm pausing because I got too much stuff right now in my head and I had to stop and kind of put it away so I can restart again. And he's like, you do that a lot. And partially it's because I got a lot of things I'm thinking about all the time, and all I really want to do is make this pizza. But he's like, but you're thinking about, and you're looking around, and your eyes are moving, and even though you don't realize all of the information that you're taking in, your brain is trying to process that. And so how can we get you a clear space to make pizza where you're not being distracted by things like herbs? I'm like, well, they don't need to be here, but they are here because that's where they were when we bought the pizza shop, and I don't know where else to put them. And reorganizing is a tricky thing. Anyway, so then he's giving Carly feedback on where shelves can be based on stations that I need, so that when I'm making pizzas, I'm just focused on pizzas. I don't need to be I don't need to be looking at herbs and wondering what is in each cup. And talked a lot about color coding and the importance of color coding. And I sort of do that a little bit. But having a more consistent color coding, and then making the space for me, and then everyone is going to have to figure out how to work within the space that works for me, because I'm the one who's there all the time. And then setting down systems in place so that, you know, people are putting things away in this way and whatever. Anyways, super fascinating, really cool. So now I'm in the process of, we need to paint. I get the keys today. We have to clean the space today, clean all the walls. We're taking out the sink that's in there. We're getting a new sink to put in there. But I want to paint first, so I need to take the sinks off the wall, then paint, then have the new sink installed. Who's gonna install the new marquee sign? Who's gonna move it from where we are right now to where it's gonna be? What about the sign out front? Because now that we rent directly from the owner, we've got space on the sign out front. All of these different things that are on my mind and in my head. And that is all happening at the exact same time that today I had what I think is my final meeting with the USDA in regards to process. So that's all going on at the same time that I'm finishing up my HACCP plan. I'm finishing up my recall plan. Well, my recall plan was pretty much done. My SOP, my systems and operations plan was done for cleaning and sanitation. Anyway, so he's like, all right, so this is that. So it's like all of this stuff is inside of my head and it's expected to get out. And then I get a call from one of our grocery stores that I have not been tending to, because I'm only allowed to put out so much product and they're not a big seller. And so I've been cutting back on what I send them to make it easier on myself and to make sure that I'm getting out more product to the stores that are selling more. Keeping it under a level where I don't have to be considered a manufacturing center yet, because I'm not licensed to be a manufacturing center yet. Oh my gosh. And no wonder why yesterday I was supposed to be working on my HACCP plan and all I wanted to do was go to bed. Because my brain is overloaded. And no wonder why I'm not in a really great mood all the time like I normally am. But it's because my brain, again, is overloaded. And trying to get all of these things done at the same time. And now I'm going to be moving. So I'm at the hardware store because I'm gonna look for paint numbers. So my color, I've decided what I want my interior walls to look like in our new space. And so I need to find out what color is this red, sort of. And Carrie's coming to meet me here because she's going to want it a certain yellow for her side of the space. I'm always surprised when people are smoking. I don't judge people that smoke, but I'm still surprised by all the people that are smoking. There's a lady in a car next to me who's smoking. It's totally fine, but I'm always shocked at people that are still smoking. I don't know. It's amazing to me. Anyway, so that is me, and that is my day. Today is Tuesday, March 21st. I'm going to be fun again soon.